Salve todos! Começando mais... agora apareceu. Ué, mas só tá... Ué. Tá só uma parte da tela ou eu tô maluco? Acho que tá só uma parte da tela, né? Pera aí. Game Capture. Tá só uma parte da tela, cara. Ou não? Pô, não sei se eu tô maluco. Don't know if I'm crazy. Cadê? Game Capture. Tá, não. Aqui, ó. Uai, por que não... acho que é só isso, tá? Ah, não. Tá só uma parte da tela, não. Eu que tô maluco mesmo. Tinha razão. Ó, vamos continuar jogando o Disco Elysium. Vamos ver como é que vai tá. Deixa eu só mandar o link da live aqui, ver se tá tudo bem. Vamos ver aqui.
Acho que é só isso.
Ah, beleza. Tô aqui, tá tranquilo. Compartilhar o link aqui, mandar pra rapaziada aqui. Minha namorada e o Tássio. Né? Mandar pra rapaziada dos seguidores também. Tá bom. Mandando indicações também, pronto. Pronto. Continuar o jogo. Agora eu tô mais animado. Falando igual o streamer mesmo, né, mano? Bora. Problema não. Coloque pontos em resistência. Eu tenho que colocar, dá pra eu upar alguma característica minha aí. Eu não entendi direito o que essas características fazem, né? Tipo assim, o que vai mudar, né? Eu acho que, tipo assim, muda o dado, né? Só. Mas até agora eu não tive que me preocupar muito com o dado, né? Agora que eu vi que tem um carro aqui também. Então tá. Ó, recapitulando tudo que eu vi até agora, né? Ou que eu acho que eu vi até agora. Eu sou um policial, perdi a memória. Eu tô investigando um caso aqui numa cidade afastada e portuária. Só um segundo. Tipo assim, eu tô numa cidade portuária, afastada. Deixa eu testar aqui. Perdi a memória e tal. E tá tendo algum... Aí eu tô investigando um crime que aconteceu aí do cara enforcado. E tá acontecendo algum tipo de greve. Só lá legal uma bateria. Tá acontecendo algum tipo de greve e não sei de nada sobre a greve até agora. Eu conversei com uma mulher que é rica. Ela é contra a greve. Porque ela é rica, né? Ela quer que a greve acabe. E agora eu vou olhar esse carro aqui pra ver o que é.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery, bearing the number 57.
Um carro velho, né?
From the large engine on the back of the vehicle. This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. The Caprice can...
Eu vou abrir a porta. Será que alguém vai ficar bravo comigo?
You are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Ok.
A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you.
Vou tocar no medidor.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a...
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Translation. We're not going anywhere.
Ah. Passar os
The white
dedos.
suede feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm.
Eu não entendi se esse carro é velho, tipo assim, porque ele é velho ou se os carros daquela época eram assim.
The frequency tableau lights up, and the green button labeled Prime Line glows like a feline eye. And then you hear something. The soft purr of electrical kittens Radio waves cast far and wide over.
Pô, a descrição das coisas desse jogo é
Owen's
muito
voice
doida, né,
greets
mano?
you through the static.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may I assist you?
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st precinct here.
Pera aí,
I'm putting him on.
será que esse carro é meu?
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
Pô, eu não entendi direito o que eu tô fazendo no rádio. Tipo assim, o que eu tenho que fazer. Ah, eu tenho que reportar o meu coisa, né? Tá.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st, come in.
Nossa senhora.
The man uses relay code. You got this. You're a cop, and cops.
10-4, message received. 10-5, relay message. What's your status? Over. 10-18, state your message, sir.
Estou em...
10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a very serious situation. I need to 10-20.
Him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to report it.
He what? He lost his badge?
Ah, só um segundo. Deixa eu só fazer um negócio aqui. Pronto. Agora vai ficar melhor pra vocês. Ele o que? Perdeu o distintivo? E quem é esse?
This is Communication Officer Jules Pidieux, sir. Over. You mean your partner? Over.
What is he saying?
He's asking who you are.
I'm his goddamn partner.
It's your partner, Satellite Officer Wittmar, sir. Over.
Did he lose his memory along with his fucking badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
Dick Mullen.
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective.
É o
who would not
detetive da menina.
defend yourself. Immediately,
Não, fodeu.
they're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him, and
Oh goddamn it. Is he fucking kidding? The whole station.
Satellite Officer Wittmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire...
Mullen dicked us.
He's asking you to stop.
Of course it's serious. He lost his
Satellite Officer Wittmar 10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced but...
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hit.
What's going on?
Ah, não.
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying...
Why? Did he find it?
Ah, não.
Sergeant
não.
Orson was wondering if you found your badge yet. Over.
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
Não vou falar.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it.
Ah, não. Os caras tão me zoando, mano. Ah, eu tenho outras coisas
10-9,
pra
come
fazer.
again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun. Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your...
Check your pockets. Check your...
Tá.
Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you?
Não vou
Okay,
soltar, não vou
it's gone. Your gun is most...
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your gun. Over.
Even before you can get the words out, everything gets scrambled in your brain.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his phone, whatever that...
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not as fun.
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
Nossa senhora. Ah, vou perguntar pouquinho, foda-se. Não sou ruim.
It's a single-shot kill A9. An armistice, to be precise.
Says it's a kill 9mm armistice.
Armistice? What, is he a fucking...
Dear God, he lost his gun. Oh my, I can't.
This isn't really a laugh.
Mac can face a giant of cocoa noodle by himself. Oh, I can't. Fuck.
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over.
Foda-se.
That's a negative. Not going to say that.
What's he saying? Shit.
He said he sodomized your mother.
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party. Some nerd. Sure her vanilla waffles were the only... Shut up, Chester. This isn't funny. This isn't... Tell him to apologize right now.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims that you made about his mother. Over. Mac, he says you shouldn't have antagonized the firewalker in...
Who?
Satellite Officer V. I'm afraid he might be referring to himself as Firewater.
Firewater? He's lost it. Fuck it. Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun.
That's Satellite Officer V. 10-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his...
Oh, God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Okay, 10-4.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. Be smart about this.
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question.
Pô, esse aqui é difícil, cara. Eu não sei o que eu escolho de forma nenhuma. Não sei o que escolher. Ah. Tô vendo esse aqui.
What? What is it? He's still on the line?
He wants to verify the information.
But of course, it says Dick Mullen. Hi.
Tell him to stop wasting time.
Sai, bicho. Tem um bicho aqui.
What do you need, sir? Over. That's a negative, sir. I got 10-12 visitors present here. Over.
Será que eu
10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over. Sir, I will not have you talk to me in this manner. Over.
What? What is it? What can he possibly...
He seems intoxicated and keeps asking me to call him by his name.
Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive.
Wrap it up.
Chama do
Don't
meu
indulge in
nome.
his drunken antics.
Quero saber o meu nome.
10. Excuse me, sir. Over. No, sir, I haven't.
É.
You're not really keen on mentioning your own. 10-4. What?
Does he actually want something or is he...
He asked if he ever told me about it.
For God's sake, cut this shit out!
Sir, Satellite Officer Vicmar says... So, was that understood, sir? Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
Se existisse o Pix, eu falava da ajuda financeira. Vou tirar a caixa.
Metallic drawer slides out from under.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
Ah, esse é o carro do Kim? Uai. Pera aí, eu acho que Eu não prestei atenção em alguma parte crucial. Hein? Vou pegar o pé de cabra. Ou o cortador de corrente. Ah, acho que o pé de
The
cabra é
pry
melhor.
bar feels nice and cold in your hand, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids.
Vou
The
pegar.
handles are. You can
Dá
do
pra pegar
good
tudo?
work with these. It's robust, lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
O que é pegar
As
um som?
always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're
Ah.
listening to.
A flock of seagulls takes off nearby, startled by the roaring radio. Right away, the lieutenant reaches into the cabin.
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right?
Ah, eu vou...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is 005.
Received. Hold on, officer.
Give it a minute. She might be busy at the moment. Takes a bit to get to the...
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you. Yes, hello? All right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really
Why not?
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring Gar into this.
God, why can't you just mind your own business? She mutters.
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again.
Que isso?
No, not me.
Por que você não chama um cadáver atrás do seu local de trabalho? Me incomoda. Ah, mano, essa mulher já tá brava, né, mano? Você sabe quem
No,
fez
sorry.
isso?
I don't.
Ela
Not a lot
sabe.
of people have phones around here. People
Ela
don't have the money to
sabe.
have the cables put in again.
So the union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast.
Ela
Got it.
sabe.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. The union would get angry. You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Não, vou recuar um pouco.
I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. Yeah, go on.
Ah,
Yes, I know who you
Ah.
are. You're a
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past. Don't go there again.
You told me back in the whirling. You told everybody, and so does your badge. Oh,
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
não sei.
He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing where your uniform is.
please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and... you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got...
Oh, those again. I have been trying to wean you off. You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out, off of that, people don't like that. I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall, painting them red. I won't be seeing it, 'cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains." Very nice visuals there.
Mano,
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns. It almost looked like you pawned it, but believe me, I did not ask.
vou perguntar se ela viu. Foda-se.
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on, the disco things.
Que é isso? Pera aí. O que aconteceu? O que aconteceu? Uniforme? Então tá bom.
I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Obviously done something to upset her at the whirling in rags when she was still working there.
I'm not mad, it's just... you were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skewer thing happened. Just made me want to quit. Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for 2 months. But you, well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it. We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parrot.
pedir
To hell with
desculpa,
that
mano.
song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. I had no idea what you meant, and I don't want to know. And then you screamed something about the end of all times and how everyone is a piece of shit.
Eu vou
And
pedir
then
desculpa.
I had to deal with your
Entendi.
toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing
Pô,
customers.
eu fico pensando, será que eu sou assim?
The ones I had to rent out of your
Ou
toilet.
será que, tipo assim, alguma coisa aconteceu comigo pra eu ficar assim e perder a memória?
Damn it, I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing I did. Especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing them. No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst.
Nossa, a pior rapariga da taberna. Vou pedir
God,
desculpa.
I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened. The stuffed bird, the great Stua, you threw it against the... I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. It was a pretty bird, there since I started working in whirling. Wait, really? No. No. I was actually flattered. I've always liked him. It was just...
There's a pause. You can almost see her on the other side. The telephone cord coiled around her.
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. I should have told him maybe. Okay, but please don't mess it up. Please don't take out your gun or something.
You hear a sigh of relief on the other end.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering.
Acabou. Agora é andar, né? Deixa eu ver o que é isso aqui.
Guillaume Lemillion. Bad news. Guillaume Lemillion did not become a cop. In 38, he went on a tour to the Sinyao province in Safre, where he died of autoerotic asphyxiation. His body was found hanging from a decorative dragon tree in his junior suite amid drug paraphernalia, unwholesome objects, and the Sylvia Trainer single Wonderland skipping in the background. And yes, you can take this as a metaphor for Revachol in the 30s, and also as a warning.
Mas eu não entendi o que é esse Guillaume Lemillion. Pô, o Tasto podia estar assistindo aqui, né? Quem fez a ligação denunciando o crime? É. Rastrei sua arma. Instintivo. Tem que falar com o homem também. O que é isso que eu ganhei? Ah, é os trainer. Cadê? Aqui. Ok. Fala com esse homem aqui.
I'm a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel like a trap.
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. Hey, that's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils.
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No explanation given. Workers on strike, scabs agitating. All around cluster. Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Upon days.
Entendi.
Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew. Just me and the metal.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak, or he just likes unusual words, or both.
Eu curto o estilo dele.
Yeah, imagine. It's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need?
Informar sobre essa greve. Se alguma coisa sobre homem morto? O que você está se transportando afinal? Mano, eu vou falar sobre a greve.
Whatever's going on over at the docks. Workers got a blockade set up, making demands, no way in or out.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Some pretty wild stuff I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? Forget what exactly. Good on them, I guess. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up. Precise demands and so on.
Ah tá, é a mulher lá do barco lá. O que você acha que a
They want to
companhia
keep that
quer?
money flowing in, my man.
He doesn't blame them, but he's not on their side. That's for sure.
Maybe you should. Cops don't get paid much and the hours are long. Plus, you can get shot.
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. It would be like striking against your own mother. Yes, but do continue. You were asking about the strike?
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. I just do my job and get paid. I have things to do and places to be. All of us lorry drivers, camionneurs, you still hang around here waiting for this mess to end. Most have scurried off somewhere to get drunk or high, or laid. Not that I blame them, really. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now, thinking, reflecting, observing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
Ah, o que tá transporte?
High-grade narcotics, illegal firearms.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This haul of cargo is mostly sporting goods. You know, tracksuits and that kind of thing.
Tá.
They usually get shipped to Grad and the Occident. Though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested in heavy-duty cargo machinery?
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough to be some sort of found rust bucket. Maybe the A6.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. The bosses won't be happy. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that. All accounted for. Otherwise, I haven't really asked about that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries.
Olá, Sofia.
And their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
Ask for his conclusion.
Nothing. I'm just messing with you, man. Don't mind my idle verbosity.
Pô, eu queria perguntar da...
He ain't one of us drivers.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth.
Analyzing the...
Ask for his conclusion.
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees.
Pô, eu tô com medo de girar isso aqui e perder. Eu vou resumir tudo que aconteceu. Pera aí. Tá bom.
Don't be a stranger.
Ó, até agora, eu sou um policial que perdeu a memória. Eu tô investigando um caso do cara que foi foi enforcado na árvore. Aí eu aparentemente fiquei completamente maluco uma noite anterior aí, desmaiei, perdi a memória, né? E aí no meio desse caso aqui tem esse cara me ajudando. Ó, andei sem querer. E aí tá tendo uma greve, né, que são os trabalhadores, e aí o sindicato é tipo uma gangue que controla a cidade toda. E eu só não entendi se é o sindicato que tá fazendo uma greve ou, tipo assim, os trabalhadores que trabalham pro sindicato estão de greve, sabe? Tipo, eu não consegui entender ainda o que é isso, né? E aí tem uma mulher rica lá no barco lá que ela veio negociar com os caminhoneiros aí. Eu não entendi o que os caminhoneiros têm a ver. Que eles estão transportando alguma coisa aí. Vou mandar. Tem jeito de vir pra cá, não? Tenho. Ah, tem que dar a volta. Que isso?
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward
Quem
it.
que é?
A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, I am Philip III. As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece.
Vamos ver.
Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old sumptuous Philip, well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of his own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy. During the anti-centennial revolution, stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he
O
stored
negócio é que eu
unfathomable
quero
wealth.
fazer um personagem que ele
Kruger
seja
weapons,
inteligente
bars of gold,
e etc.
ornate
Só que,
weaponry,
tipo assim,
armor,
culturalmente,
and various chalices.
que gosta de ver essas coisas, essas maluquices aí. Só que eu também quero resolver o
He called
mistério.
it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a normal person. But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled cocaine addiction. You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry, he was also a prodigious snorter of nose candy.
Zé Droguinha.
That's
eu
what the
vou gravar.
revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. Beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately, some years ago, a group of liberal artists. The statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. People in Martinaise tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young Irish. Those critics might have it wrong though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely. Philip III, the squanderer, however, with his bronze face up in the air, doesn't seem concerned about what the hoi polloi think of him in death.
Que no roa polar?
Not that he ever did in life either. Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass, around where the heart is. A bullet? Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can't see it, but I take your word for it. Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution, but the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement?
Nada oficial e nada formal, ok. Então talvez seja uma piada, geral, uma declaração política.
Why not? What this shows us is guns aren't too uncommon here.
Ô Tássio, aproveitando que você tá
shoot
aqui,
them.
mano,
Sometimes
eu
it kills.
consigo upar as características e eu não sei o que isso acontece.
The
Tipo assim,
king
o que isso
stands
muda
high above you,
de verdade.
surveying the bay, mute.
Tipo assim, pera, eu não lembro onde é que é, acho que é aqui. Eu consigo upar, aí eu não sei o que que muda. Enciclopédia, retórica. O que a retórica faz? Pratique a arte da persuasão. Brahma. Conceitualização. É de arte, não. Qual coisa? Ah, esse aqui é legal. Cálculo visual. Lógico. Mas eu tô falando, tipo assim, isso aqui upa minha rolagem de dado, sabe? Tipo assim, isso aqui upa minha... O quê? Sabe? Meus diálogos. O que muda? Eu upar ou não? Sabe? Eu tenho 70 de 100 em tudo. Palpites, intuição, sonho acordado. Pô, tem muita coisa aqui, né? Savoir-faire. Esgueire-se debaixo do nariz deles, atodou e com imensa envoltura. Mano, que porra que é essa, cara? Interação. Mestre das máquinas, assalto de ferraduras e bolsos. Percepção. Mano, eu acho que eu vou... Ou cálculo visual ou drama. Mano, eu acho que eu vou upar drama. O que é Spirit Corpus? Ah, não. Já gosto. Empatia? Não. Retórica. Entendi. É retórica. Pô. Pratica a arte da persuasão. Desfrute de rigorosas conversas intelectuais. Pô, o negócio da persuasão é legal. Mas aí a drama, mano. Eu toda hora... Tipo assim, porque eu não sei quem que eu sou. Então eu tenho que mentir, né? Porque eu vou chegar em pessoas, eu espero que não vai dar... Não dá pra eu simplesmente... Né? Esse acustivo improviso é pique Thiago Polido. Ah, mano, eu acho que eu vou drama, mano. Porque eu vou ter que mentir, sabe? Vou subir de nível. Eu consigo subir outro? Não. Tá. Dá pra mexer aqui. Não, pera aí, um aqui. Ah, roupa. Ué, pera aí, eu tô sem roupa? Ah, não, tô. Chegou, eu tava sem camisa também. Olha, muito dinheiro dessa vez. Vou conversar com essa pessoa aqui.
The small, wrinkled woman does
Nossa
not
senhora,
greet
como é
you.
feia.
She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile.
Não vou instalar os dedos na
No
frente do rosto dela.
response, wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you why.
Tá bom, né? Deixa eu ver. Pô, tá bom. Só uma mulher. Aposto que ela é muito importante. Aposto que ela é minha mãe, sabe? Pô, não consigo correr. Ah, tá. Ok.
A Stars Riker, one of the finest Zhimsk-made motor carriages ever. Not many people outside of Grad, and Revachol West too, it appears.
Não, vou perder tempo. Ó, dinheiro. Ah, aqui é o trem lá que a moça tá falando? Que eles não querem abrir, né?
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. Cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down.
We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause here. Right to work! Right to work!
Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strike breakers together. Shows authorities are on our side.
builds confidence.
Ah, vou.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like why we're not allowed to make a living here. Shame on you! We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were given a job to do!
Pô, eu não queria que, tipo assim, também quero entrar no porto, sabe? Tipo, eu não queria ir pra nenhum lado, não, porque eu tô com medo do sindicato, eu tô com medo desse homem grande também. Não tem jeito. Perguntar qual é o objetivo dele.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Could try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is.
Que?
Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone by. The access panel is right behind it. Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically... I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. And my men are tired and hungry. They're workers, not fighters. Why don't you go arrest them instead? I'm sure they've done plenty of criminal shit. They have...
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. Then we charge.
Dinheiro. Conversar com esse cara.
Scott?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses. Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid. Personally, I'd rather beg than scam. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. These scabs ain't begging. They ain't holding on to their integrity.
Dá pra subir aqui? Ah.
Nobody betrays your...
Pô, esqueci de salvar, fodeu. Pera aí. Ih, fodeu.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Peraí. Salvei.
Your body continues
Esse cara é muito
to
grande.
betray your degeneracy.
Seu corpo continua a denunciar sua degeneração. Não diga nada. Meu corpo não denuncia minha degeneração.
Are you admiring my morphophysiology? It must be frightening to stand in the shadow of this racial pinnacle. Be calm, Sandwich. You are not in danger because you are not a threat to me.
Pô, eu não quero tanto entrar no porto, eu queria...
What is this androgynous display of sexual maturity?
Merely standing up makes you sweat profusely. Your breathing is erratic. Your own heartbeat in your ears grows frantic, and you feel your blood pressure rise.
Stop it! You are embarrassing yourself in front of this woman and your pedomorphic friend. This display of weakness may appeal to older women with a stronger maternal instinct, but it is...
Jean-Luc, his body is betraying his degeneracy pretty hard. Maybe you can ask him to leave.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick. Yes.
It means alcohol.
Ah, ok. Mano, não vou corrigir ele, não. Não.
Correct, my small skull servant. Al-Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you.
Intentionally fermented drinks have existed for 10,000 years.
Ah, mano, eu vou entrar nessa briga,
This
mano.
is a fabrication the alchemists of Yizot and Bashir and their Rolam and Ghul have fed your people. Go on believing in it. Raise those up.
Mano.
Why don't you have another drink? Your features are not yet.
Oh yeah, Measurehead.
Será que eu vou ter que bater nesse cara? Começar a falar de mim mesmo, desabafar com o cara. Até seu hálito, quem está realmente ruim assim? Ah.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving off.
Mano, eu não vou brigar com esse cara.
The influence of the Am Sandwich race is waning.
Eu sou a polícia, eu preciso que você obedeça agora. Eu tô sem arma. Esse cara é muito grande. Vou pedir por favor.
For help. Attempting to pass fear for
Eu tenho, mano. Eu tenho medo mesmo, não tem jeito.
You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains in metallurgy, race theory, and statecraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed
eu acho engraçado
and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos.
Ele é gigantesco e grandão, mas
the genetic summit has halted.
You
are obsessed with sadness, and with frivolous, you will be superseded.
It is, baby, yeah. You know it.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Mano, eu tô com medo mesmo, mas eu salvei.
That is right. You should leave the stage of history with dignity. Bring your troops to the Simenon Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize. The walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize Meshached's race theory. He would take you as one of his own.
Calma, acho que eu não tô entendendo o que ele tá falando direito. Não, eu não quero virar.
Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject
don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital. Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor to your race descent. Everywhere around you, the fruits of its failure to challenge the world order. Individualism, above all, rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture?
A cultura jovem não afeta o meu pensamento.
Of course it does. You are a degenerate individualist and a rock and roll rebel. A pawn of international finance. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericamasis and arrived here 4,000 years ago. Millennia before you. We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulembuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Seminese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate. No, I have heard about it on the radio.
Eu vou provocar o cara.
I'm from Couronne. And no, it is not just in Revachon. The city is central to the Simonese strategy, spreading through its trade networks our culture. You have heard enough about our phylogenetic secrets for today. You have extinction
Segredos filogenéticos.
and never getting into the harbor. Racists are generally not very good examples.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell at a redhead woman. He must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, is there...
E seus lobos todos, eles são muito grandes. Tenho certeza que não sou grande.
You exhibit forward projection of the jaw, indicative of schizophrenia, sexual inaccountability. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the dimple in your jaw makes you look like a baby. It is impossible to see any more of your bone structure. It is covered in the ravages of Al-Ghul. From what remain of your features, I can see fleshy lips, baldness of the head, and long arms relative to lower limbs.
Desculpa.
This leads me to conclude you are not a police officer. You are a common criminal, an offspring of murderers and sailors from Sur-la-Clé and Vesper, and possibly even the degenerate sheep herders of Ubi. Your racial heritage is uninteresting. It is the same as all Rivasholians. Your parents and their parents made the decision to
I don't think anything about this. We are wasting our time.
Your pedomorphic friend is right.
Eu vou sair. Não vou bater nele. É, não dá pra eu passar. Tá bom. O que é isso aqui? Ué, eu entrei em algum lugar. Eu não vou me inscrever na teoria dele. Não vou. Desculpa. Rosas amarelas, dúzias delas, tulipas também. Deixa eu ver o que tá vendendo aqui.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
No.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult.
Não vou roubar.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something.
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit? I think they think that the extra T makes it.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Perguntar que... Ah, vou
You mean this?
tentar ser legal com ele.
This is Pop Stars. It's got like...
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
Tá, vou me inscrever na teoria dele, mas deixa eu só resolver as coisas aqui porque eu tô com medo de morrer. Eu vou lá falar com o cara lá antes. Ah, não, mentira, acho que eu vou me inscrever na teoria dele. Onde é que eles vão? Pera aí. Ó, que doido. Eu tô achando que o som tá saindo aqui do meu lado.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
É.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really long.
Oh, como é chato, hein?
I don't...
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us...
Okay. Uh-huh.
Tá bom. Eu fico mais bonito assim? Não, quero usar a camisa. O que isso faz?
A colourful display of cigarettes. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. There, in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol.
Não vou tomar nada. O que é que tá me avisando aqui, cara? A mão esquerda. Ah, eu consigo pôr a luva. Ah, agora que eu entendi. Pra usar o negócio... O que é isso?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents.
No. You need tear to use the tear machine.
Tá. Como é que eu saio? Vou lá me inscrever na teoria racista dele. Quem que tá assistindo aí? Manda um alô aí.
Your race descent has only worsened.
Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door.
You are obviously a liberal, Sailite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of mycotechnology and your sartorial. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile. They are all lactose intolerant. A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Stadskanal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats. You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiner.
Mahoon is a derogative term for first world people of Gotwaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Sulu and the Ubu, are much more lactose intolerant. In some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood to street parades, green, orange, and even yellow tassels.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. In
colourful tassels are, let's be honest, not a good sartorial choice for this century. You might want to avoid wooden clogs too.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Mateo by the golden Pisantic Sea. The other large mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic
E o Kim ali do
place.
lado.
True, they are violent and expansionist. Overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to El Mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn only produce, as proven by the Mound and the Mesk, Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Semenese and the Areopagite are of the
Não,
ascendant.
Semenez é o porto da ilha.
The
né?
indigenous people of this, the Insulindian archipelago. The Semenese inhabit the southern islands. The Areopagites are the master race of the Ilmaran deserts. The Semenese are descendants of the Areopagites. We came here during a heroic migration from the Ilmaran to Ansulan.
Wait, didn't Ilmaran desert pygmies invent alcohol and get pillaged just a short while ago?
The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Semenese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls. The latter is perfected and adapting. Together they form the Semeno-Areopagite or Simeopagite superrace. That is all. There are no more type A races in the world. Type B are the unheroic
Mano, eu não tô entendendo nada que esse cara tá falando.
non-competitors
Nada, nada
The
mesmo.
Koikos or Grab, Yugo, Zimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white officer in a suspect description.
To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a hand's reach. But look into their eyes and you will see pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare. The Koiko, the countless micronationalities.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
The Vasholians, halfway between Type A and the racial cauldron. Too mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
Pera aí, que revolução, fodeu. Eu não tô entendendo nada que esse cara tá falando. Não! Eu não entendi nada que esse cara falou até agora. Tipo assim, nada. Tipo assim, nada. Eu não sei quem que é tipo A, quem que é tipo B. Sabe? Eu não sei o que esse cara quer dizer. Eu sei que ele é tipo A.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zaraz written potato carts. It is literally an illness, a prion disease that leaves the parat. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia, a hereditary prion condition passed from the Koiko to the Occidentals, but not sexually. Probably through trade routes. Enough of type mediocrity. Types CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Seminese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
Then there is the Seminokoiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Seminokoiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site. That is understandable. Were there you understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it.
Mistério, mano. O que esse cara tá falando, mano?
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
Tá bom.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tiber Basholian. Your love for disco mute, there is nothing funky about. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss.
Ué, cadê o outro? Foi internalizar? Como que põe? Ah, achei. Internalizar. Pronto, agora eu vou ficar pensando. Agora deixa embora. Mas eu vou ficar pensando nessa bosta e esse cara vai sair daí em 2 segundos. Deixa eu sair. Nossa, peraí, tem um fio de cabelo voando na minha cara que tá me incomodando demais mesmo. Como assim? Ah, tá, ok. Ah, é, agora eu posso inspecionar o corpo, né? Peraí, deixa eu só entrar e falar com o cara. E eu vou inspecionar o corpo pra ver de qual é. Ah, tem um cara novo aqui agora. Não, tem outro aqui. Opa, peraí.
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Não, peraí.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
Quer beber, não?
An hour would have been bad. 2 hours is mystical. You have truly wiped out all trace of yourself if you haven't thought about
Eu não fico com
rum and
fome, não?
lemonade yet.
Tipo assim, eu tenho que parar e comer alguma coisa uma hora, não?
Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking.
Lamba ela, mas só um pouquinho.
Get your goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet,
Não vou lamber, não
lick
vou lamber,
that
não vou lamber.
stain off the counter.
Não vou lamber.
What happened, man? You used to be cool. Go get your boring normal person drink then. Get your drink on and your act. By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure is. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. In time or space. That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. The worker is in a deep slumber. It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job perk. The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait.
Mano, eu vou roubar.
Use magnesium to heal your morale
dele.
if you have morale damage.
Eu vou. Vou roubar.
Your fingers
Ai,
find their
graças
way
a
into the
Deus.
shackle.
Tá merda.
Flick it open its spring-loaded gate. The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. You find a black paper note with a woman's profile on it. Seems like this woman lived centuries. Yum yum. Money. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. Just for the record. You look nothing. No, he's looking the other way. The sleeping dock worker has little to say about you.
Quero acordar ele, não. Conversar com o Foucault. Tá. Tá falando que tá aberto, né? Ó, tá fechado. Vou falar com o cara aqui que é o mesmo.
Can I help you? Mine? No, it belongs.
Thank you for clearing the debt.
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors.
I thought as much. And I...
Well, yes.
Não é mesmo, eu tinha que pegar as garrafas e vender lá no coisa lá.
Something stirs in you.
Calma, o que é cruel? Como é que é? Entendi.
Prod at him and find out.
Não parece cruel pra você negar até as suas sobras passando dessas.
What do you need them for?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please. Wait, what? But what about the bird? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken wing the morning she left. Why didn't she just tell me that? I don't care about... All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me?
Menti mesmo, foda-se.
Really? I should give her a call then.
Fazendo amizade, fazendo amizade. Tem que fazer amizade. Tem que ser cara legal, mano. Se o cara paia, não vai levar.
Or at least a sword in it for you.
Não, algum lugar eu lembro, né?
Oh well.
Tô em relação de dinheiro que eu estou devendo. Preciso de uma bebida. Eu tenho que beber, né?
Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this...
It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's hot.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing...
Ah,
Am I
bom,
smiling?
chatice.
Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why? Because I'm not a bartender. I'm a cafeteria manager.
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
Calma. Vou manter a calma. Sou um detetive movido a álcool. Se você quer que eu atire naquele corpo, não. Calma. Você não entende a seriedade da situação, só alcoólatra? Não.
Like what? What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
Oh, esse desenho aqui da lógica é doido demais, mano. Que isso? Como é que é? Existem essas coisas chamadas dias. Você dorme... Ah, ok. Tem algo a mais que eu quero lhe perguntar.
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Ué?
Yes.
Não, eu não quero falar do dinheiro, mano. Não vou falar do dinheiro. Tem um cara lá em cima, né? Deixa eu tentar entrar na cozinha aqui. Mano, eu pego o dinheiro na cara de todo mundo, ninguém liga.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Quebec. Please. It's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds.
Deixa eu ver aqui o Kim tá.
Yes?
Não. Como é que eu saio?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
Eu voltarei, porta.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Eccentric. But okay, I suppose we...
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Garth is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. Old cobalt, it leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. The door does not budge. The door does not. The door does. The door.
Ok. Ah, dá pra subir de mais alguma coisa, né? Mano, eu não tô achando que eu vou subir da enciclopédia, não, mano. Deixa eu ver a retórica. Arte da persuasão. Será que eu subo mais uma de drama, mano? Não, né? Sob onde retórica. Não, mentira, eu queria alguma coisa física. Deixa eu pensar. Resistência, limiadador. O que é limiadador mesmo? Não lembro. Entendi. Calafrios. Erga os pelos do seu pescoço, sintoniza com a cidade. Não. Não. Vá para o planeta de curtição, anime, seja amado pelas drogas. Resistência. Pronto. O Gart te diz que alguns homens disciplinados do sindicato se reúnem no refeitório de William Rings. Whirling in Rags. Eles não estão lá hoje, mas provavelmente eles logo irão. Eu vou chamar de William Wings, tá? Eles não estão lá hoje, mas provavelmente eles logo irão aparecer. Foda-se. Tem mais alguma coisa aqui? Tem não. A véia. Conversar com ela.
Hello again, sweetie. Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
You must be joking.
It's not easy to assert your right to a deep...
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful. Maybe you could try to force a tear out of your duct. Really rip into the whole emotional aggression thing.
Officer, get a hold of yourself, please.
Sweetie, I'm sorry, but I think you need more help than I can give you. Oh, no, I'm so sorry.
Ah, véia chata. Não quer me dar dinheiro. Tá, eu vou lá pegar os trem, vou vender, e aí eu vou analisar o corpo. Como é que sai? Dá pra pegar esse aqui, né? Tem um trem aqui, ó. Ah, aqui. É aqui.
This postler Vantore
no,
now
no.
A faint sticker on the side reads: The box seems happy. Eat shit pig, fucked by the coon, and St. G with a crown have been scribbled on it. Jenny is a whore, and best set mailbox also. The mailbox does not know how to manner. It is an inanimate object. There is a hollow, saddened ring as you kick. Your toe has suffered damage. It
cool.
He does not actually think it's cool. The lieutenant.
Eu lembro desse diálogo. Onde é que tem os negócios de... Aqui, ó. Será que é aqui?
An old call box with
tá.
a matrix.
Não. Com a campanha de ninguém. Tinha um trem com garrafa, alguma coisa assim. Não lembro onde é que era. Mano, eu não lembro onde é que era o trem. Não era tão longe. Pô, eu não lembro. Ah, vou lá ver o corpo. Terrível. Agora, a criança ainda tá aqui.
Fuck, does Kuno care?
Vou tentar. Não.
Kuno doesn't.
Deu corpo.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse.
Não, não quero. O que que é? Não, 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 não quero parar não, quero parar não. Quero pôr a luva.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body...
Não. Uai, então eu não posso mexer com o corpo, não? Deixa eu ver o que tá acontecendo com esse menino.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Empatia lendária, vamos ver.
What's going on?
Hey.
Is an ungovernable youth on your crimes. Like you don't have enough on your plate. You feel a sudden surge of self-pity coming on.
Trying to fuck at the Kuno! Trying to fuck at me! Trying to fuck! Kuno only gets higher! It's faster, faster, faster!
Kuno gonna fuck you up! Up, up, up!
Normal is not what we got here.
Kuno doesn't...
Salvou.
An inconspicuous
Ah,
part of the...
aqui ó. É aqui? Como é que eu venho parar aqui? Como é que eu venho aqui? Como que é? Vai pra biblioteca, livraria? Mano, eu não sei qual que é a biblioteca e livraria, mano. Vou caçar aqui. Pera aí, deixa eu ver o que tem pra cá, que eu acho que eu não vim pra cá. Não tem nada pra cá. Pra cá eu vim. Quem é esse cara?
Welcome to Rivachol.
Ah, ok.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while every school of thought and government has failed in this city. But I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Que? Eu não tô entendendo a questão racista desse negócio. Tipo assim, nada. Eles é fixação na nação. Não, pera aí. Quando ele tá falando ele está certo, eu tô falando do Kim ou do racista. Eu não sei. O que é limbo? Ah, mano, ó, eu vou falar isso aqui.
Oh, come on, man. I just said, welcome to Rivachol.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Valeu.
Silence. The air, but your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
You two make a cute couple.
The lieutenant exhales and resumes his regular.
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils and his breath of high tar content cigarettes, probably Astra Whites.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation. The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months maybe. But this here is just the last week or so. Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions? It's about biological determinism. Natural. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with the coalition in charge, you know. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep. I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved. Even people who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. Open your eyes. Haven't you noticed something different lately? An unfortunate downturn, maybe? Huh? When members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority, they stop competing for resources. This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kits are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
Que? Não entendi. Se respeita você, então é melhor estar vigilante. Os kits estão mostrando nas boas jogadas. O mesmo acontece com os mesquitos e outras espécies invasoras também. Né? À beira da vitória cultural.
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any mojitos or leader? No. Dominating culture. It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to don't push your luck. Runt.
Então tá bom. É aqui? Ó. Ah não, aqui é o trem, mano. Ué, que é isso aqui?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear. They've been recently The driver has adorned his space with a substantial collection of a large metal pendant hangs from the roof. It is a seal of royalist. The back end of the cabin has a small perch to a book with ragged edges catches your notice.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. Likely, yes. This guy's proud of who he is. Drapes it all over his...
There he is, in front of Rita, smoking nervously.
Eu não entrei aqui, né? Verdade. Puta merda, tanto de coisa pra olhar.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the rows and rows of Hyundala men blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hyundal, maybe 100. Man from Hyundal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from not even close. Man from Hyundal in hell. Man from Hyundal and the forest of slaves. Man from
Não. Depois eu tento.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all, an endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and books in a board game section. Who wants to read books? There's a box that says Wirral 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement.
Não, não quer comprar nada. Não, peraí. O celular travou aqui. Ué. Não. Peraí, eu fiz alguma coisa? Tá fazendo barulho? Tá bom. Deixa eu ver o que a mulher tá falando.
Welcome to Crime, Romance and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
Nossa, que nome bosta.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go, get back there. The books await you. Everything is on the shelves. Take a look yourself. The shelves compel...
She smiles and nods, seemingly.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl? Wonderful! Did you talk to her?
Cagueta, menina. E ela tava trabalhando, sim.
Great! On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Ótimo valor agregado. Pô, será que eu compro essa briga da filha, mano? Ou não? Ai, nossa. Vou ver minhas costas. Acho que eu vou comprar. A maneira que você...
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children.
Denial is the way she copes with criticism.
Tá.
You must be kidding. There's nothing like that happening. Good, sir. What does a young child do with money anyway? No, I save it for her as a fund. She's securing her finance.
Such criminal behavior would not happen in more developed countries.
those countries will realise they've raised a lazy and spoiled generation. Are we done?
Yes, we've had quite enough fun here. Right.
Vou expulsar.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses.
Ah, não vou falar que ela mencionou que o lugar é amaldiçoado, não. Quero ver o que tem aqui.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Peraí.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series.
A
couple of spook novels hide amidst all the detective books. Thrilling tales of spycraft and daring do.
Deixa eu sacar
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. If you're a police officer, apparently, you should buy all of...
Crime fiction is a disgrace. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact. Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction shelves filled to the brim with crime novels.
Tá bom. Crazy.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two. Next to Irv's life story, you see a slim. Next to that, Revacholian radio personality.
I really
Mano,
must
só
insist
vou
you buy
pular.
one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you.
Mulher chata,
You are
hein?
browsing. Go
Que
ahead.
mulher
I would
chata.
say, The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool.
Tá bom.
Shelves full of biographies of famous people.
Não tô interessado.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of it. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by the delta of a river. It is the River Esperance. Countless bridges put the shards back together, connecting city blocks to river islands. La Delta to the east, rolling hillsides. Le Jardin, Stella Marie, the suburbs of Saint-Baptiste. Houdon, it's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's bad. People shouldn't live there, but they do. Then Forberg. It's almost as bad, and much larger. Then Coal City. It's the worst. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is, north of Jamrock, the strip of coast next to the Greater Revachol Industrial Harbour. It looks downright despondent. It's not really a map, it's a tourist thing. A picture postcard with buildings on it, drawn from an isometric perspective. A date in the upper right corner says 48. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting ahead. You see the jagged boxes of an industrial harbour, even the whirling in rags there. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots, ozone, Laurentide, fact disintegrating into mathematics. You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on ozone, Fondelier, And 850 million people live on these little dots. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars. Gods. Perhaps they are gods. Gods of distance and outer.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing. It's an out-of-date map of a tourist from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They all...
The place does not look like a successful tourist trap, does it?
They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame, the project never got going. Would be nice if someone...
Pô, eu queria roubar isso aqui, mas eu também queria entrar lá, né? Vou comprar um mapa bosta nenhuma. Comprar um mapa pra quê?
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of, amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services. It serves platitudes, while also telling wholeness, unity. When it's up to your mind to heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest. There's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using...
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
Vou entrar na porta.
You see a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head. And this is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner...
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you...
Talking is always good. Ghost, the curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if
Abri.
You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Sebenese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Vontade de jogar Minecraft.
I warned you. You're unleashing force.
Ah, cagar, mãe. Vixe, Maria. David Boy.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Semenese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Ô Tássio, se você estiver me ouvindo aí, me explica só se os semeneses são, tipo assim, pros racistas, né? Os semeneses são baixo escalão ou alto escalão? Isso que eu não entendi. Tipo assim, eles são fodas ou eles são paias? Né? Tipo assim, eles são classe C ou classe A racial, né? Eu vou bater na porta.
Only an echo. No one is there. A hollowed out, dark echo.
Não consigo subir de nível. Ah, derrubei a porta. Ou não. Ok.
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But
you're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Eu vou morrer se eu fizer isso. Ah, não, eu vou ter que... Eu vou morrer. Eu não morri. Ok.
What is this place? No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us.
some specks of dust shimmer in a faint beam of daylight falling from the window.
Oh, that's respondeu.
Other than that, the room is dark.
Ah, tá. Ah, eles sofrem racismo aqui.
Sounds good.
Deixa eu ver.
Hey.
Ixi, Mari.
Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. You keep saying things like, down with the bourgeoisie, eat the rich, sodomize the landowners, impale all people who have more than 25 real in their pocket, literally murder all human beings regardless of their political beliefs. That kind of stuff. Funky style. Very funky. So tell me, do you have any questions before we fire up the big communism builder? Or do we get right down to it?
Aí as mães começam a construir como.
Oh yeah. Get the firing squads and the animal wagons ready.
Mano, eu já não pensei o suficiente no trem, não? 95%, cara. Tô quase acabando a teoria de raça. Deixa eu ver o que é isso aqui. Saco de pancada. Areia está escorrendo de saco de pancada. Forças de sítios fortes. O que é isso? Ó, custa R$13. Ah, vou vender tudo. Dá pra pegar esse aqui?
A barbell lies on the floor. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Vou levantar ela não. Não vou conseguir. Ah, eu tô de luva até agora. Cheirar couro e suor. Igual a minha bunda, quer dizer. Pera aí, o quê? Não sei se você parou a reflexão do comunista, chama teoria masoviana. Eu não sei o que isso quer dizer. Desculpa. Não sei. O que é masoviana? Pô, então não entendi o que é esse quarto aqui não, é? Deixa eu ver.
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone, I suppose. It's all over now. I guess there's no escape. Just a door? This place is cursed, Detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the door, the curse is coming to get you.
Host Almighty, she prays, guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the door. Blessed be your name.
Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman. All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We are set on the path.
Her facade has dropped. Now you see the curiosity.
But before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity? You did? Then it has to be true. I've suspected that this woman-shaped energy must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you see that she lives inside the chimney?
Pô, fixei a mensagem sem querer. Não, não tem problema não. O Karl Marx desse jogo chama Krasmazov. Krasmazov, Karl Marx. Eu quero ver você digitar mais rápido então, Tosso. Você sentiu ela sobre saudade assim.
No, this chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has borrowed some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. Okay, but please, only a few questions. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. Everyone knows that all the previous companies in this building have sooner or later declared bankruptcy, and their malicious spirits are still here, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here. Yes, contacted numerous parapsychologists.
Tá, essa
and
mulher
even
só
a pair
tá
of the
falando
wards help to keep the
bosta.
doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense.
Tá.
Advanced race theory. Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind is lucid and bright. The mind-bending phylogenetics appear more distant and, to be fair, a little ridiculous. The great race mystery has cleared up. All that's left to do is verbalize your thoughts. Go and talk to Measurehead about your new...
Tá bom. Será que eu vou convencer o cara? Tá bom. Pera aí, deixa eu ver o que eu tenho pra fazer. Eu tenho muita coisa pra fazer. Mas eu não sei aonde que é a caçamba. Tá, eu vou ter que destampar o nariz, né, mano? Não vai ter jeito. Eu vou lá destampar o nariz. Tomara que eu não morra. Para de jogar pedra no morto aí, ô criança.
There he still is, looking right through you. The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more
Eu vou morrer. Vomitei. Credo.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Until a pool of vomit lies under your feet. The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head. There is freight nearby, east of the hostel. There's a greenhouse here, and a gardener with a wheelbarrow on the corner of the rolling in rags.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Então tá bom. Agora eu tenho um lenço. Vou vender. Vou lá ver com a jardineira. Peraí, o que é isso aqui? Tá. Fuck the police and straight underground.
Hello again, officer. How are things? Sure, I'm done with it. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terror. Excuse me? Oh, well, I didn't write it there. I'm just sitting here.
Essa menina é a mais gente boa de todas. Não tem jeito. Ela me deu a luva, me deu coisa.
I don't know anything about...
Pig is a widely used term.
No need to worry, we are not saying it.
Okay. Well,
Tá bom. Tá, agora eu tenho a coisa. Mano, quem que é Joyce? Lembrei, Joyce é a mulher do barco. Quem fez a ligação denunciando o crime? Fumante da escada. Trace distintivo. Como é que eu vou fazer isso? Tem que sair perguntando. Rastreio sua arma, que é um enigma racial. Tem que falar com o cara lá. Encontra um birita e beba. Foda-se. Descubra quem está no anexo do sindicato. Gart te disse que em alguns homens disciplinados sindicatos não. Tá. Logo não aparecer. Ah, entendi. Spoilers. Willy Win. Eu vou falar Willy Win, mano. Foda-se. É muito difícil de falar essa palavra. Investiga a área comercial amaldiçoada. Pô, mas eu não vi chaminé nenhuma lá. Deve estar em outro canto. Inspeciona essa bosta desse corpo logo. É, não. Eu vou lá falar com o cara daqui a pouco. Eu só vou acabar essas coisas aqui antes.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below.
Pô, mas agora eu tô
is
com a
entirely
harmonia, ué.
dedicated
Deixa
to that
eu, ué.
corpse.
Cadê? Cadê a harmonia? Como é que usa? Como é que usa? Pô, você apagou, Tasso. Por quê?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below, the pneumonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Vou falar com o Vitão. Pode deixar.
Now does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
Eu acho que eu resolvi. Ah.
I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough. I think I've lost my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too. That's probably a good idea. Clear our heads. You need to get your shit together. We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and
give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and
pensar. Solitário e longo caminho pra casa. Não dominar. Tá, esse aqui é pra eu saber onde é que eu moro, né? Socioeconomia masoviana, né? Como é que é? Marxista. Marxiano. As pessoas pensam que o comunismo foi uma ideia maluca e sofreu uma punição. Ah, não vou internalizar isso aqui não. O que é isso? Bônus temporário de pesquisa, nenhum tempo de pesquisa, 30 minutos. Sua merda está espalhada, e isso é bastante impróprio para um tira e um ser humano. Ela deveria estar no estado oposto, organizada, comprimida em uma pequena área para alcançar um bom nível de compreensão merdal. Aperte as polpas da sua bunda por 30 minutos. Faça algo similar com os dois hemisférios do seu cérebro. Fale com as pessoas, talvez isso ajude. Vou internalizar isso aqui. Ok. Eu tô cheio de bagunça acontecendo. Pô, como é que eu como? Onde é que é a caçamba de lixo? Ah, vou falar lá com o Vitão. Depois eu acho assim.
The unpromising Ray's pupil returns.
Nossa, tem isso aqui agora.
And
Não, peraí, agora eu vou ter que ler mesmo. Raciologia é o que os ricos querem que façamos enquanto eles pegam todo dia. Você choca as pessoas com a sua liberdade. Se quiser que seja, não sei, não sei sobre o resto, mas é claro que eu deveria parar de ver. Deixa essa palavra, esses bichos superstar, nossa.
look, babe. The rich man has humiliated and emasculated this gobelet. You can only think in base materialist categories and feminine abstraction.
Rich man really fucked him over, Jean.
His rage is already played out on the stage of history as the grotesque tragedy of revolution. Impotent class warrior, I take pity on you. You clearly want to enter the harbor bad, like a little boy who wants to go on the potty. I can press the button for you. Very well. You may enter the door once. Our race converses.
Finally. Let's go.
Ué, ah tá. Pera aí, isso aqui era pra ele abrir a porta do que? Essa aqui ou lá de baixo? Ah, ok, essa aqui. Vou roubar. Ó, vou roubar, vou vender. Tá bom.
On second glance, someone has forgotten to properly...
It's unfortunate for the Union to just leave their paperwork lying around like this.
The drawer opens smoothly. Inside is a well-organized selection of brown folders. Hundreds of documents containing logistical data. Two kinds of transactions stand out. Materials coming into Revachol and the same materials being handed over to companies inside Revachol. It's hard to make sense of this thicket of company names, dates, quantities, and percentages. You try to focus, but the lines are getting blurry.
Ah, vou tentar, né?
Whatever's hidden here is hidden well. Concentration isn't enough. Only a trained accountant with a background in logistics would be able to really make sense of it. It appears to be a to-do list written in large, remember Leo, Everart's shoes, special whirling borscht, water Everart's plants, sweep office floor, more banners. All items on the list have been crossed out and the note itself is crumpled.
Everard Clare, probably. The head of the Debarders Union. One of his aides must have left it.
The special borscht seems a bit odd in the list. Remember, Leo, Everard, all items on the list, the drawer, slides, volumetric ship compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
Ok. Ô Tasso, o que é área comercial abandonada? Inspecione o corpo da vítima. Ué. Eu vou ter que beber, né? Pra explorar aquele trem. Vou pegar. Vender tudo isso. Deixa eu ver o que é essa coisa.
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. A note on the side says, tokens unavailable due to strike.
Eu vou ligar pra
Use
quem?
chain.
Vamos embora. Lugar que eu entrei dentro da livraria? Mas lá não era uma academia? Fudeu. Ó, achei um trem.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing here. There is a white rectangle clearly visible on...
Yes, it was probably you. It does bear the RCM insignia, after all. The service cloak issued to you by your station?
As your fingers touch the tarpaulin...
Eu vou usar a capa. Eu vou usar a capa. Ah, fica feia demais. Pelo amor de Deus. Não, eu prefiro minha roupa normal. Pera aí, e se eu fizer isso aqui, ó? Não, aí pelo amor de Deus. Eu queria outra... Tá. Mano, a escrita do jogo é muito boa. Muito boa mesmo. É impressionante. Era uma área comercial. Mano, eu achei que era só tipo um quadradinho de academia. Pô, eu cliquei aqui, eu não vi o que era. Enfim. Uma garrafa. Pode pegar, não? Ele pegar pra vender. O que é isso? Pitucas. Comodoro vermelho e cerveja porreta que eu vomitei.
This is the night watchman's booth. The name on the door reads, listen, it's okay to take a few minutes to yourself. Sit down and have a... You need to rest. Your body is aching. Getting in here has taken something out of you. Have a seat.
Mano, eu vou sentar e descansar.
The chair is not as austere as the rest of the booth. A thin grey pillow is attached to the seat, secured to the stiles by black ribbons.
Ô, tá, se eu tenho que comer em algum momento, tipo assim, eu tenho que jantar, almoçar essas coisas aí, que senão eu vou passar mal, ou o jogo não pensa nisso?
Stale air floods through your nostrils. The drawers are empty, save for old timesheets and receipts. One small box, however. Oh boy, where to start? Elevated risk of dementia, mini strokes, prophet's disease, sudden death, hair death, erectile malfunction, critical flatulence, watery blood.
Não, tá me interessando mesmo.
Uncontrollable weeping, increased sensitivity to la opera, inoperable joint disorder. Don't think about that. Quick, think about something else.
E o João Oliveira vai escolher isso.
Maybe this was a bad idea.
Não, eu tô gostando da atmosfera, eu tô gostando.
You take the painkillers. They are yours now. You stand and exit the booth.
If you must. But please hurry. We are pretty easy to spot up here.
Nothing incriminating catches your eye. The cabinets are clean and their sparse contents meticulously organized. It's a black and white photo of a young couple out in a street fair. The man is young, dark-skinned, and dressed in a royal...
Why did you take that? Fine, but let's move. I don't want to be seen snooping around here.
Deixa eu ver a foto. Pô, burrice. Vou descer aqui. Pode não? Pode não, esse cara tá quebrado agora que eu vi. Peraí que apitou Be Real. Pronto. O que eu peguei aqui? Trancado. Ué. Ué, entrei no negócio aqui sem querer, ué. Pera aí. Espera que tem mais din-din por aqui. Olha lá, tem um cara aqui.
Container, container, I'll turn you nice and red. Container.
The lyrics to this container song are being made up as he goes along.
Tá.
The accent is so thick, it's impossible not to notice he's Ubi, from the vanishing peninsula of Ubisund.
Container, container, used to be Wild Pines. Container, container, now belongs to Everard. Everard, 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 he looks after everyone. Huh? Well, hey there. I see you are not a union man, mister. Did you get lost? You're not one of them scabs, are you? I mean, I don't personally mind. Folks is just folks, you know, and folks gotta eat.
Folks.
Just some of the other guys don't look too kindly on the scabbing kind, if you know what I mean, mister. Oh, that one. That should be empty as far as I know. Lots of containers here have nothing in them. They're just waiting to be loaded up. Oh yes, born and raised in Irish, mister. Mum had to leave my dad after he got a bit wild. People say us Ubies are up to...
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Oh, most of the guys are down at the gates, keeping the scabs from coming in. We're on a strike. The whole union is. You don't have to work when you're on strike. Ha! We haven't...
So no one is working?
Not everyone is down there, of course. Mr. Everard is in his office, where he always is. And Jean-Luc is guarding... But Titus and his boys got into some drunken trouble and Everard sent them on a nice vacation. For a week or so. Oh, I'm not really supposed to talk about that. Him and his boys stirred up something in town. Probably drank too much and got into a fight or something. I heard Mr. Everett telling him to take some time off. I guess the boys got a bit too rowdy and had to let out some steam. I don't really know the details. That's just how boys are.
Easy, Leo. Let's keep this on the heart.
Look at him. It's not going to be anything useful anyway. Don't fight it. Better to go with the flow.
I remember I was the runt of the class. The bigger boys always used to pick on me. You see, I had a bit of a temper back in the day. Flew off the handle like nobody's business.
Deixa eu ver como é que ficou. Mentira, eu vou fazer agora, né? Mais fácil. Vou ficar voltando. Não sei. Deixa eu ver como é que... Tá.
But Mr. Everett and his brother always came to help. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar are real nice guys, mister. You should go talk to Mr. Everett. I'm sure you'll be... Oh, yes, yes. I leave all kinds of notes for myself. That old head of mine ain't so good at keeping things in no more. I almost forgot about the borscht. Oh yes, I've been taking special whirling borscht to the men every day since the strike started. It's very, very good. Makes a man feel so warm and happy. I feel like I could take on Mr. Renadan's boar dogs every time the lunch is done.
Manipulando fogo. Não, que é... Pera aí, eu parei de prestar atenção. É muito... Ó, assim, eu tenho... Pera aí, deixa eu voltar. Eu deixo todo tipo de anotação em mim mesmo. Essa é a minha cabeça. Ah, sim, eu tenho levado embora... É muito bom. Faz o homem se sentir tão quente, feliz.
Yes, yes. I'm taking it to them. The borscht keeps them happy and in fighting spirits. Makes you all warm inside. They brew it in the whirling in rags.
Ele é o maroto.
Oh, the whirling's cook. He makes it. Them is always talking with Mr. Manana in that weird language and laughing together. Oh, sure, mister. Sure.
He didn't actually understand what you meant, and now he's just nodding along.
Yes, yes. Everybody needs a job, and this is mine. I'm Leonard, by the way. I'm like Mr. Everett's right-hand man when Mr. Edgar is out of town, and Mr. Edgar's right-hand man when Mr. Everett is away. Actually, Miss Beaufort is the right-hand man, but she...
Who is this Miss Beaufort?
A real pretty lady with a skin like those Douai Sucre candy bars my missus likes so much. Them are real nice to suckle on once the dinner is done and me and them... But I can't listen to the radio all the time. There's so much to do around here and I'm always busy keeping things running here. Yes I am, yes I am. Oh, Lizzie, she is a real sharp tool. Mr. Everett put her through some fancy school and everything, east of the river. 4 years she was gone, and when she came back, she was off.
He respects that word. That's obvious.
But she's a real nice girl. Grew up in this here neighborhood. Knows everybody and gets along with everyone. Real pillar
Mano,
of the community one day.
que pra
I'm
mim tá
sure.
parecendo que tem 2 pessoas assistindo a live e eu não tenho ideia quem que é a outra pessoa. Sério mesmo, eu não sei mesmo. Se for alguém aí, por favor, se manifestar.
If me missus and me was to have a child, I'd be real happy if she turned out like her. Dr. Lemaitre said so, and she knows about such things. Been a doctor for...
So Everett trained a lawyer named Miss Buford. Interesting. You see disdain in the lieutenant's dark eyes when they meet yours for a moment.
Oh, mister, I do a lot more than that. I really do most everything around here. Mr. Everett said many times I'm irreplaceable.
Sem querer.
Oh, I'm just making some covers for them containers here. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. So it's easier for the crane operators to spot them.
Everything is so pretty and red. You and Leo look like brothers as you glance around with similar childlike wonder. The old man whistles and hums a jaunty.
Oh, you want Mr. Everett then? He's an awfully nice fellow, he is. Him and his brother are both nice fellows. They've lived their entire lives in this here neighborhood.
Ah, é verdade.
Guys like Mr. Everett and
Sou eu
Mr.
que
Edgar, his brother, are real good guys. Made Martinez what it is today. Mr. Everett and Mr. Edgar and I went to the same school we did when we were boys.
Ô, mano, digita um A. E aí você vai mandar quando eu falar já. Tá bom? Se você já tiver mandado, desculpa. 1, 2, 3 e já.
Oh, Mr. Everett is where he always is. In his office, of course. Bye-bye now.
Tá tendo 30 segundos de delay. Ah tá, a escada aqui. Mano, o cara cagou mole. Sim. Mano, o cara cagou mole que nós chegamos aqui. Pronto.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated
Sérgio
behind
dos
a large
Foguetes.
desk. He looks up from his work,
Rio do
not
Bastos.
the least bit surprised to see you.
Martin Burger King. Sancho Pança. Rock Balbanha.
With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you. With a mixture of expectation and impatience, well bottled.
Arthur Bife. Vai tomar no cu, Arthur Bife. Não dá não. Ah, não consigo pensar mais. Piada de cu.
Welcome, Mr. Dubois, Mr. Kitsuragi.
Ah, fodeu.
It's good of you two to stop by. Please, have a seat.
Ué, peraí. Eu chamo Mr. Dubois do Bois. Fudeu. É assim que eu chamo? Senhor do Bois.
I'm Everard Clare, head of the Debarders Union here in Martinez. I'd offer you my hand, but unfortunately my health prevents me from getting up.
He looks extremely comfortable. The tiny folding chair, on the other hand, looks like a torture device.
You go ahead, detective.
Mano, olha o tamanho da cadeira do homem.
Whatever he has in store for you, it can't be good, he thinks. I'll do. Forget about that. What's with this Dubois stuff? You're getting some seriously bad vibes from that name.
Vou sentar.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another. So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
Não! Eu sou da milícia. Não sei. Não tenho ideia o que eu... Por quê? Por quê?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating.
Não é possível. Não é possível que eu perdi vida porque a cadeira tá desconfortável.
By the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have known that. This should take care of that nonsense. It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece
Eu
of
não
work,
tenho problema
that boy is.
nenhum em ser corrupto.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Pô, esse cara é muito poderoso, né, mano? Vou agradecer.
Don't mention it. But also, don't forget it. I'm just kidding, of course.
He's not.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hat.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun.
Pô, não é possível.
The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only 2 words. When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant, be very worried.
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
It was loaded. There were 2 bullets in it. You always keep at least 2 barrels loaded.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need...
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry.
Eu tava assim.
You're
Eu
about
tava
to
assim
cry
hoje.
because you lost your gun, and those children are gonna shoot themselves with it.
Eu tava assim. Tava assim hoje.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
Pô, não é possível.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here?
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Meu nome é Harry Dubois. Eu vou morrer.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Hã? Talvez você pudesse usar suas mãos de alguma forma, uma espécie de movimento. Mano, eu vou fazer isso.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
Peraí. Ó. No comércio de drogas, você não vai me perguntar como é isso. Sopão suspeito. Mano, eu quero falar sobre
of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinez. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to discuss it with you. I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me. But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information...
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
Que?
I'm not sure I understand. If you're asking us to break down someone's door, it's not going to happen.
Come now. I just need you to go open a little door for me and leave it unlocked. A simple thing. Absolutely nothing shady.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar. Pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Peraí. Excelente oportunidade se apresenta. Você pode conquistar a confiança da... Ah, que bom que eu conheci o drama.
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working...
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kidd. Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about. A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting. Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you. Fantastic, my friend.
Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level. You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry. Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door. What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any Johnny Fat Guy, but I can't take slander.
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
You've hurt me, Harry. Me, a friend. But you know what? I trust you, like I trust all my friends. And I know you'll never talk to me about this again, because you don't want to wound me. So do what you want, and let's change the subject.
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favourite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Did we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here. Yes, we're all trying to do what's best for Martinez. Don't feel like you shouldn't work with her just because you and I are such good friends. I'm not a jealous guy. Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven. And oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an...
This particular brand of humor he has, it makes for a fine distraction.
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just... What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go. He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left. Harry, I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone... Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals. Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a complete... I have no interest in what she is doing. But I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry. My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you?
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I could help you out with my big fat folder.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips. I guess word has already reached him. No matter. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
It's Harry. Harry Dubois. Don't be silly, Harry. Harry Dubois, that's a real man's name. A union man's. Mr. Kitsuragi doesn't seem even slightly empathetic to your memory loss, Harry. I, however, wish to help you any way I can. But of course, Harry. Your precinct is the 41st and you live in Jamrock. You're a Jamrock boy. A long way from home, but that's a...
He doesn't really seem to know any more about it.
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man, do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry? That's why I like you, Harry. A good man knows both his strengths and his weaknesses, and you, my friend, you are one of the all-time greats. Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic. Yes, you seem to be, a lot of the time, but right now there's no reason to be.
He's probably just making a guess based on your recent activity in Martinez.
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it...
This translates into, aha, you guys are so corrupt.
I find that very suspicious.
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your end.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi, from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man. So is there anything else I can do?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on. I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady you know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, your gun will be found, Harry. Let me...
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage. Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Harry! I was only trying to be tactful. A lost gun is a dangerous thing. I can't have it around in my neighborhood. Kids could be playing gun roulette with it as we speak. Teenage gangs could be arming themselves. Get a hold of yourself.
I assure you, we are working on locating the missing.
Excellent, Mr. Kitsuragi. That's excellent news. Honestly, I didn't want to bring it up, Harry. I heard you have become Measurehead's race pupil. Of course, Harry, of course. You're not some kind of a fantastic racist now. And rest assured, no one's gonna know what you did with race there, Harry. Your race bonanza is safe with me. Word of how racy it got will never leave Martinez. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it. Wait, you need this to get in and out through the gate. Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white union man. Take care, Harry.
Hey, so we've been monitoring you internally, and now we know your Copo type. Yes, guess what's yours? Yes, sorry cop. The cop who's sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Oh, you know, Apocalypse, Superstellar, the advanced interesting cop, Liquid Shadow cop. But you're too sorry to say those things. So, here we go. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this, like info. Or maybe every time you say you're sorry, you get $1 million. That won't happen.
Tá, acho que eu vou sair daqui e eu vou parar de jogar. Não sei. Por que eu não posso internalizar? Posso que minha arma tá aqui. Ué, como é que sai daqui? Ah, aqui. Tim. Tim. Ai, deixa eu ver o que eu tenho que fazer. Eu posso subir de nível? Não. Posso. Não. Eu vou sair. Talvez eu ainda faça outra live jogando hoje. Mas vai ser mais de noite. Deixa eu ir pra um lugar seguro aqui, porque eu não sei se... Não sei como é que vai embora. Ah, tá.
This is the night watchman's booth.
Pera aí. Como é que eu subo aqui? Ué. Ah! Ah, meu filho, agora eu tô de óculos. Ninguém me segura, filho. Vamos embora. Pera aí, se eu vim daqui... Não, pera aí. Eu não explorei aqui de baixo, não. Deixa eu ver se... Cadê? Dá pra passar aqui. Ué, eu vim daqui, cara. Isso é muito bom. O que isso faz?
A rusting control panel with several knobs. 2 buttons marked Marsh and Arrête. Marsh. On. Arrête. With a loud grind, the crane shifts overhead, moving a massive metal container through the air.
Legal demais. Ixi, Maria.
With a surprisingly quiet thunk, the harbor sleeps as the strike rages in the distance. The crane can rest again, now that its purpose has been fulfilled. Moving this container, of course. For this purpose...
I can't see how that was worth the records, except for seeing the crane in action, which I admit was satisfying.
Não vou pressionar. Já foi bom. Não dá pra pegar essa carga. Ó. O telefone. Agora eu vou tentar ligar pra alguém.
The already familiar cold touch of plastic welcomes. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. It's unclear whether you actually have muscle memory. Right? Sure, why not?
Vou perder 10 centavos à toa. Esse jogo é caro, 10 centavos. Eu queria tanto pegar esse dinheiro aqui. Deixa eu vir pra cá ver o que a gente cola aí.
promising race pupil returns.
Ah, ok. Opa. Fica numa missão só, não, né? Eu tenho que sair, pô. Eu vou cansar. Ah, não. Esse cara já conversei. Não. Quer descer. Eu quero descer. Ah, tá. É pra... Nossa, que coisa difícil. Esse cara ainda tá falando. Voltar lá pra academia que o Tasso falou que tinha mais coisas. Ah, aqui tem uma escada.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand. Right. Now...
Some areas are inaccessible without your flash.
Fala.
It's
Fala.
dark.
Tá bom. Já entendi, já, né?
And the flashlight works a lot better.
Cadê a lanterna? Cadê a lanterna? Achei. Mano, eu só acabei de conversar com o Rio do Bastos e agora eu tô no centro comercial que você falou. Grande garrafão cheio de um líquido estranho. Credo. Mas eu vai ficar na escuridão. Não, com vontade de jogar Minecraft. Ó, tinha coisa pra ver. Pera aí. Aí, bah. Eba. Olha, que é isso aqui, cara? Que loucura é essa aqui, cara?
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular...
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120.
Vou ligar.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment, it's empty like a beehive.
This is where the memory should go.
Nothing happened. Something's missing. Nothing happens. Nothing happened. Something's missing. There's no tape.
É, então deve estar aqui no chão em algum lugar. Mano, esse esquadro aqui é muito doido.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly, and the whole thing resembles Cajun mosaic tiles. Very pedantic. History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those radio frequencies, it seems, UKV 123.6, UKV 123, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red harp, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla. There's no way a little basement studio working here could...
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Oh, Rizoma.
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines.
Esse elfo aqui.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photo. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of Welkins. You translucent Welkins. With all, you should adopt one of those Welkins as your persona. One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. Your eyes glide over 4 sections of the photo collage depict entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbed. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way. Like eggnog, a pinned postcard reads, the heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from it. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal.
Okay.
Minimi stands for a mini meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, see the prod schedule filament for details.
Eu não entendi
The
nada.
handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out. Wirral untethered. The full text reads, heat death of the universe is the new black. Another note says, tiles on the cube are still smoldering, casting the framework.
Ó. Sai. Quero ver o que o Kim quer falar comigo.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yes, that is the question.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine theory, crafted together like...
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. Through call-in stations, none of the players have to be physically present. Anyone in the world can participate in the game, as long as they have a two-way radio.
Tentando inventar o Discord.
Then there's the Game Master frequency that listens in on the smaller call-in stations. I think that was supposed to coordinate the story.
Coordinating so many games would take a whole switchboard of people, possibly divided into sub-free.
Not to my knowledge.
Not in Revachol West.
But I don't think anyone has attempted to create an inter-isolary game before. Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a modified version of the...
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately. This game is too good to be left unfinished.
No idea. They stopped. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... Yes, especially in here. Okay, let's...
Nossa senhora. Onde é que eu tô? Eba. Ah, eu posso pôr um negócio aqui. Não, acho que eu vou fazer a retórica. Mas eu tô... A minha psique tá indo pro saco. Oh, essa geladeira é doida
You
demais.
see, a terrifying ice bear. The bear looks oddly realistic. Is it taxidermy? A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Olha.
Of course,
Ah, tá.
just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
Achei que ele tinha achado minha arma. Porra.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge. A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keep it.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your...
Good question. I know. What is even worse? The bear is still...
The fridge buzzes.
Ué. Qual que é o botão interagir? Tá bom. Ou eu vou explorar isso aqui depois, mano. Eu tô há mais de 3 horas jogando. Vou ficar aqui pra eu lembrar onde é que eu tava. Salvar. Ai, ai. É isso, rapaziada da live aí que tá me assistindo. Grande abraço.